Hello.
Proper... Oh, hello.
Oh, my...
Oh, God. We'll kill Brian Johnson.
OK. Brian Johnson has been run over by some people who think they are playing football.
But they're not.
Well, it's not football, though, is it? Because they don't use their feet.
That's not football. That's just people dressing up.
We play football.
We play football.
Yeah, with our feet.
That is football.
What?
It's not soccer, it's football that we play.
Who says that?
6.75 billion people in the world call it football.
Anyway, look, you can moan and shout all you like. The fact is, we're British and we edit this show and you'll just get cut out.
This is a rugby ball. Look at the screen. They're only playing with the padding they were born with. This is not a football.
They call it football.
So, Brian Johnson has been run over by some supremely brave and talented footballers.
Does that mean he's not coming on, then?
Well, James, he's been hammered to the thickness of an envelope and his spine is now a jigsaw, so that is a no.
Right.
In the olden days, it was very close between the Evo and the Impreza. It was like Chelsea and Manchester United, but now, with these new models, it's like Chelsea and... don't know enough about football. What team plays in red that isn't as good as Chelsea?
Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest.
And French footballers are unusual as well.
When the seagulls follow the trawler, it's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea.
Now, footballers. The time was, not that I know much about it, when it was a great game. The men were men, and then the wall, they stood like that, protecting the important things in life. Now it's this. Ooh, my hair, because I just had it done. However...
To prove them wrong again, I decided to head for the nearby Chelsea training ground.
These are people who understand cars, not like you two.
Yeah, they understand cars. That's why they buy Range Rover Sports and Aston Martins.
They buy those things because they didn't know that you could do this. I like my car.
It's shit. They're flocking to it, aren't they?
You just watch.
Do you mind if I go and stand next to something else?
Soon, some players arrived, which gave Richard and James a chance to show off their footballing knowledge.
You're really tall. You should play in goal.
Yeah, I do. I play in goal.
I know that, yeah.
So what part of Chelsea are you from?
I'm from Belgium.
Oh.
How do you know they're footballers?
Well, do you not recognise them?
Well, they're in football
He
outfits.
doesn't
yeah.
even recognise you.
Where's Alex Ferguson? Why don't we ask him?
At this point, I dismissed my ignorant colleagues so that I could operate the subtitle machine.
Déjà, premièrement, à Londres, il fait froid. Donc, décapotable, c'est pas bon. Non, c'est pas très confortable. Regarde, je regarde pas, je peux pas voir.
Can you do keepy uppy?
Yeah. Take a shot at me. Well, that's ridiculous, because what can I do with that?
Jump.
I think this is flipping horrific. So you've butchered a classic car.
Right, watch this. Little toss. No.
Não tem conforto nenhum. O meu é melhor,
Just...
Eita, cuidado pra não quebrar aqui as coisas. Tem rato aqui não, né? Não, tá legal. Que o motor tá bom.
Ow! Saved!
Sí, si quiero lo hago como ese, lo arranco, cojo una serra y lo quito así.
Having established that all top professional footballers loved my car, we got back on the road.
Oh, look at you. Old, leathery, peeling and out of shape. I shall call you Clarkson. You can be my friend.
The future hasn't arrived yet. So for now, the whole place is almost completely deserted. Even here in the shadow of the Parliament building, we were able to have a game of football in the middle of the road.
Officer! It's the Burmese police versus Top Gear.
Oh no.
Rush hour, game over.
Look at it, traffic.
Really though, it was too wet for football. So
Right, are you ready, Doctor?
We're ready.
Let us take a penalty. Well, I can tell without your computer that I kicked it straight at the goalie. What does it tell you?
Well, it tells us that the speed of your kick was 34 miles an hour. I think that a professional player would be looking at hitting the corners a little bit more and perhaps at slightly higher speed.
What he means, for the non-academic, is that real footballers can kick at 80 miles an hour.
I am truly astronomically football, aren't I? Am I the worst player you've ever had in here? Penalty number 5. Missed 4 so far, so if I've missed this one, I think I'm right in saying England is out of the cup, as usual. OK, boss, say when.
Stand by, shot 5, go.
Yes! Right, let's see if the... That's the first goal I've ever scored in my entire life, and I'm 48, so that's quite an emotional moment. I'm going to go and look at the, whatever we call that, the motion analysis system, see if it can throw any infrared light on what I'm doing.
Even though you did score, there are a few faults still with your technique. I think the first thing to point out is that you are very square with your pelvis. It's square onto the goal throughout your shot. So you're not really getting any power from your hips.
Is that why I appear to be kicking the ball like a complete Jessie and doing a little skip at the end?
A little bit, yes. Your main fault is that you're really only flicking through with your lower leg at the last minute. You're not really getting the power of your whole body behind the shot.
But today, there's a chance for redemption, a penalties rematch. In goal, Tommaso Orsini, Juventus goalkeeping coach. For Italy, Paolo Damiano, a keen amateur who plays football every Saturday. And for England, James May, who last kicked a ball before the other players were even born.
I feel the pressure of all of this, and we're on a training ground. Imagine in front of 80,000 people.
If you have to take one penalty in the final of an international competition, you deserve all the money in the world.
5 kicks each. I've just got to get the ball on the circle first. Hang on. There we go.
So I'll put my foot next to it and kick it, yeah?
The hopes of England rest on my shoulders.
OK, here I go.
Just call me Giacomo Golden Balls.
Hammond's PR had been rubbish. So to bring in the crowds, we needed to find one. And we did. At half-time, we would make a hearts and minds appeal for the Middlesbrough fans to come to our show after the match. Sadly, though, we put Captain Geordie in charge of our outfits. fans responded with good grace.
You fat bastard. You know Audi's sponsor, Manchester United, okay? So how many people here support Manchester United? Hands up. It's a few, so they think, yes, we like Audis. Now, how many people here hope that Manchester United, the entire team, catches gonorrhea and is unable to play ever again? And that's the problem with a car firm when it sponsors a football team, because it automatically means the vast majority of people, my son included, he hates Audis.
It's anyone who doesn't support that football.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to think if I bought an Audi that any of my money, even a tiny bit, is going to Wayne Rooney.
No, or Sir Ferguson with his chewing gum. Any afternoon. Sure. Okay. Right, bye. That was our Colombian fixers. They say this afternoon they want us to try something which is, they say, the thing that Colombia is most famous for.
Yep. Football. Specifically a match between the Grand Tour team and our Colombian fixers. Hammond, with his gammy knee, couldn't play, so made himself our manager.
So, we're going to play a 5-4-4.
I doubt it.
5-4-3. 5.
How many people are on our team?
It's 8 aside.
3. Right, well, we're going to play.
Drop the 5 then.
3. 4. 3.
With the crowd of onlookers at fever pitch, the game began. And since I was our biggest player, from any angle, I was put in goal, which went well. Also, the ref was pretty harsh.
What? How can it be handball?
He hasn't got a hand!
The match continued with some good, clean tackles from us. And eventually, an actual goal. But my goalkeeping continued to let the side down.
Oh, come on!
And even though I'd given my all,
I just coughed my lungs up.
I was eventually substituted for our Special Forces security guy, who did well, despite his pixelated face.
We may as well go and modify our cars now since we're not playing.
Yeah.
The only problem is, nobody will be able to film us.
No, because they're playing football. And they are not stopping.
Why don't we just quietly leave them to it?
We'll get on with it.
It's not as if anyone's going to miss us.
Ah, yeah! Englishman! We want you to live! Come on, sweetheart! Look at the state of him! Hey, have a look at him legs! See more pound of chip, mate! Pressure! The old country's watching you. If you miss, you're nothing, son.
In his own face zone.
What are you talking to me for? Get in the zone, can't talk to fans. I'll blow the whistle. Oh, you mug, everyone hates you now. You can't go back to England. You're going to have to stay in Germany. What a bad penalty. What happened?
It was the German supporters that put me off.
Was it?
Yeah, they're ugly.
Move around and put the ball between those posts.
To win the game, you've got to score more goals than the other team, OK?
And then, while the teams limbered up, James and I tossed for the kickoff.
Heads.
Heads it is.
Yeah!
Good luck then, sir.
May the best team win.
Fine. Kick-off. This is it. Oh! That's not good. Let's head off number 4 there. Acceleration's good.
The Igo was also agile. steering on this car is light. It's easy to manoeuvre in a supermarket car park football situation.
But more than that, the Igo allowed James to do the first sporting thing in his life.
Headed on through. Yes, I've scored a goal at football! Oh, I've scored a goal!
I will kick off, so here it comes. Yes, we're finally getting at their end. Oops. Oh, that's a big one. Brakes are pretty good.
I'm dribbling. Then the Reds made a break for the blue goal, but Hammond used the Igo's low weight to make a brilliant interception.
Handbrake's good.
Next, May in red 1 was going for a second goal when...
Oh no, I've caught him in the air, man! I screwed that up! Half-time. But the clutch is pleased. And
Not joking, no, I'm rubbish. First to admit it. And the other thing I'm rubbish at, well, lots of things, is football. Normally you get a guest on, an actor, you go see the play before they come out, or if they've written a book, you do that. I can't just go out and play a game of football.
Looking at the shape of your body, your legs look out of proportion with the top half of you.
What are you saying here?
Your head's really quite big for a footballer. But I don't know. You didn't play football as a kid?
No, because they said, do you want to play football or do you want to have detention? Detention, thanks. Detention is warm and I can read a book, as opposed to very big boys kicking me in the side of the head. Whereas you...
lovely interception.
Suddenly, the hand of God intervened, and the heavens opened. The wet pitch started to favour the heavier, tougher Brazilians.
Good work!
Number 2 brushed off the Igos with a scorching run.
Foxes on a run.
Yes, my Foxes were finally into their stride. They quickly banged home the equaliser.
No!
Yes!
At 3-3, everything hangs on the final kick. Cue the cheesy music. England, this is for you.
Bollocks! I kicked it straight at him.
There's too much pressure. Gonna cry.
After my dignified celebration, it's down to a tiebreaker: sudden death.
Why does this feel so important? Is obviously we're not playing in front of a live audience, which would be absolutely horrific, but there are quite a lot of people, hopefully, watching on the other side of that piece of glass. So we are actually playing an important match.
For a country.
Sudden death is where the first player to miss a goal loses, unless your opponent also misses their goal, in which case you both take another kick and keep going until only one of you... Oh, he saved it.
Bollocks in Italian. If Italy scores this goal, Italy has won. No!
Well, there's another thing I'll never hear the end of.
The inevitability of it, that's what depresses me. I mean, it's been going on my whole life. I'm 58 years old and England always lose on penalties. It doesn't matter whether it's the national squad or a dick in a bobble hat playing it on a training ground. We always lose.
The Football Association would like me to point out that we have in fact won 3 matches at major tournaments on penalties, but we did lose 7. Anyway, at least it's over with, and I'll never have to suffer that humiliation again. Oh, apparently I do.
Again?
Because we're sitting through a replay with Juventus and Italy captain who crushed England's dreams, actual Giorgio Chiellini.
Oh!
Completely fooled.
Maguire.
Yeah.
Like the Maguire penalty.
Yes.
Can we not show this one?
Oh!
Oh!
Thank you.
Boom.
If you pause the replay, you can actually pinpoint the exact moment Paulo's heart breaks. But fast forward, and he's cheered up a bit.
Wrapping up your things. There he is round Chicago. Very tidy for a big car. Now, Hammerhead. This should be astonishing. Oh no, it's exploded! It's rolled end over end. This is incredible. But Stig's out of the wreckage. He's dodging the naked waitresses, and even though he's on fire, he's now coming up to Gambon. No, he's taking his helmet off. It's her! Right round the tiger. He's just shaken hands with Elvis, and there he is, across the line. I don't believe that. The most exciting thing I've ever seen. And some idiot at Television Centre cut to an advertisement for a stupid little Korean hatchback.
It's a good job ITV didn't cover the moon landings. 10 foot, beep. 5 foot, beep. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit.
Anyway.
Before we do the news, I'd just like to conduct a quick loyalty test. As I'm sure you know, last week there was some sort of football match on at the same time as us, so I just wondered, who watched Top Gear last week? Hands up. If you did.
I did. Yeah, I did. It was great. Jeremy, you?
I couldn't watch it.
Well, I'll be honest, I found the bit with the wedding pretty cringeworthy, but I struggled on and made it.
No, I couldn't watch it because I was in Johannesburg.
Watching the final.
Yes,
oh,
I did.
great. So the one week when we wanted to call in a bit of loyalty, and you decided instead to go to South Africa and watch a Dutchman kick a Spaniard in the heart.
Yes, I did. But
Thank you so much for your
brought
support.
one of these back.
Oh, God. Oh, great. 2 long, noisy things. That's just one with
One long noisy thing. They don't work. They don't. Look.
What was all the fuss about then? God, they were terrifyingly loud. That's
Well, I mean, I
pitiful.
might have drunk some tequila through it, I admit, after the match, but it doesn't work. You won't be. You've got a degree.
I'll go. If you play a solo, I'll kick you. That wouldn't disturb a game of chess, let alone a football match. It doesn't work. Why is it orange?
Why is it? Oh, I was supporting the Dutch.
Why were you supporting the Dutch?
Because the Dutch watch Top Gear and the Spanish don't. It's
Yeah.
simple as that.
And you don't watch Top Gear in your house either, do you? Apparently.
Yes, it was
Thanks for that.
Yes.
Dove el bar?
Di sopra.
Stairs, yeah. Oh, cock. Hey, loser. All right. Well done.
You look a bit tired, mate.
He's not here, though, is he?
So, although you are a loser, you're not the loser. There's a word for what I am.
Yeah, smug.
Moments later, our deluded colleague arrived.
Right, where's the ticket?
Oh, he's trying this on. He doesn't like how it fits, does he?
No. Be
Well done, chaps.
Be magnanimous.
It just was.
We
I haven't
heard
thrown
you.
a suitcase at
We
you. I
did hear
haven't
you.
said, oh, cock. Well done.
We heard you.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Oh, my first ever loss.
800 miles in a Stang. You've done all right.
It's not a Stang, it's a Mustang.
It's a Stang.
Who won, by the way?
I did anyway.
He did.
By running.
So you're going to watch a football match?
Yes.
All by yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you fancy some nice dinner?
Doesn't even like football. Where are you?
1A.
1A.
Which is at the front, isn't it?
You're actually playing in goal.
I think you are actually
Right.
in the team.
That is the goalkeeper's position.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it complicated? Do I need gloves?
I accepted at the age of 8 I was useless at football, and that was 40 years ago.
Get out there and show me what you can do. Go on, son, go on.
And now I'm just going to make an absolute donkey of myself and ruin my career, and I'll have to run a small provincial shoe shop. Sunderland versus Wolves. Sunderland have been on good form under O'Neill, but I'm not sure I can say the same about Connor at Wolves, so I'm going to go for 2-0 Sunderland. Does that sound like Swansea versus Blackburn. This is at home at Swansea. They've been good at home pretty much all season. I'm going to go for 3-1 Swansea. Have you just written here so that I sound like an idiot?
I promise you, Jackie Milburn will get a brace. Don't worry about it.
Who's Sean previously?
Shown.
Oh, like he has shown previously. West Bromwich versus QPR. I would predict a slightly scrappy match here, but Hughes has instilled quite a bit of fight in Rangers, like he did previously with Blackburn. It's not going to be a walkover, but I'm going to say, I don't know, QPR 1, West Brom 0. Why have you put two footballing sides? I mean, this is football. What else? Arsenal versus Wigan. Hang on. Arsenal versus Wigan. They're both footballing sides. They don't just lump it or dial it in. But I feel really that I think Arsenal are very much on top here, and I'm looking for an RVP hat-trick, leaving Wigan sick as a parrot, really. I'd go 3-1. What's RVP? Liverpool-Everton. Liverpool, a strong side, obviously, but this game is at Wembley. Although they've done well at Wembley in the past, they're looking a bit shaky. Dalglish hasn't quite got the reins on everything. It's going to be a close one, but I think probably there's going to be a late goal making it 2-1 to Everton. It is Everton, isn't it? Yes, that's what you said.